All right, hello everyone. Here we are, hole 4, Master Division, and we'll be setting up here for interesting par 4 here. There's a couple ways that you're going to want to do this. I don't really know today. What I usually do is I usually try to start with kingmakers, and then I might up my balls to higher wind resistance as the week progresses, especially for Master. Just to kind of get my initial adjustments down. Now, the only difference might be, for instance, if you guys were watching my hole 2 guide, I know that I'm going to be doing that. There's going to be no question. So since I know that no matter what, I'm not going to be using a kingmaker, I just kind of right from the get-go, I tried to get right into it and start working on getting those adjustments down, so I can start to kind of memorize the setup a little bit, so to speak, and at least start building reps. Oh, wow, wow, wow. That is not what I was expecting. So this is kind of going to be an abort. That wind you can probably put on the green, to be honest with you. So what I'm going to try to do, let's go for a backspin. I'm not going to use my slider. 3 backspin. Let's take a look if I can. Oh my goodness. Oh my. I might even want to come off some power here. So let me see. Yeah, I'm going to come off a lot of power actually. So I'm going to try to go. There's 2, 3, maybe an extra 5. Hopefully I have landscape turned on. I'm going to come off some power, as I mentioned, which that's going to be the hardest thing for this shot. But I probably went in the neighborhood of at least 30 rings here. It does hit the fairway, and even with the backspin that I put on, still wasn't enough. So it looks like I might have just overcorrected the rings as well. But I do want to, let you guys know there's a very good chance with that wind we can get this on the green. So I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive. You can see that I hit the very right half of that fairway. Keep in mind that that tree might be a little bit in the way for this slice, but I know you can get over it. Another thing that I can do is I can kind of back off. If you guys have earth balls, blue marbles, highly recommended for this shot. I didn't buy them because I had so many snow globes. I still have so many snow globes. And, I figured I could just, I can basically replicate the shot with, and that's what you saw me trying to do, is I was trying to gauge how much overpower to use. One of the reasons that you don't see me using a berserker, even though I would like to, is a side spin component. So here you can see the wind starts getting up. I'm going to try to restrict the wind a little bit. And let's just see. Now this is what I'm worried about, is that might not just barely not have enough to clear. But here we're going to try maybe 5.5 backspin. And similarly, I'm going to have to do with what I just did with the power-wise. But this time I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive. So there, I'm going to go 3 full targets or so, maybe just 2 more rings or so. Not very much. And similarly, you can see that I'm backing off the power. You can see about how much I'm using. There you can see full hook. Let's just see how this looks. So far, so good. Oh, too much. So I'm still well beyond the green. So it is going to take some scaling, as you can see. I'm still way behind the hole, even with 5 backspin, but you will be able to get over there. I can guarantee you. My shot is probably going to be close to no power. You can see that with that many rings, you have to kind of visualize, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 per ring with a no power shot. So however many miles per hour that you have, it's kind of how many rings that you need to be looking at. So for a 17 wind, in my case, I need to, with a no power shot. Now at full overpower, I use maybe, even way more rings than that. I try to visualize, because I know that it's going to be launching an extra, 7% down, 8% down. And additionally to that, we're going to have so much more wind effect in those rings that you're going to want to, consider at least an extra 5 or so more rings, maybe 10 rings. for extra carry time launch. But here you can see from back here, we're just going to have kind of a straightforward pitch. Ideally, you can see that I'm kind of off the hole a little bit. I don't feel like really sizing this one up. I just want to kind of guesstimate a little bit for this very first attempt. And with the great ball, it should deflect it off to the side, not give me a chance. You got to hit your perfect from back there, but you can see that getting up there by the green, you just got to play around with that. But you can see with what I'm doing with my spin, that's going to be your best case scenario. And what you're going to need to do is just get that power down. So what I used is a bit too much power. But I did hit the fairway both times, so at least I was able to, give you guys a couple of attempts to go off of. I am going to highly suggest that you guys do that, but I think in all reality, the best case scenario is you could probably get away with a blue marble, and you'd probably have to go relatively full. Unless you get a really mega, like 19 wind, you might be able to sneak a snowman. It looked close to me, and I don't want to hit that tree. You got to make sure that you carry it over that tree. So these are things that you want to be thinking about. And I do believe in most situations, a blue marble you could probably get away with. But as you could see, with that extra 15% wind reduction, it's really going to help you to be able to kind of set your power. You're going to have a full range. It's just dependent, or do they give you a 15 wind or do they give you a 19 wind? And the closer you get to that 19, the more of a chance that you can use that blue marble or snowman potentially. And if you get a 15 wind, for example, and it reduces it to say 13 or 12.9 or somewhere in that, then you might not be able to get away with a blue marble. So just something to consider, but also keep in mind that you want to take advantage of that as much side spin as you can. And that's one of the reasons that I was, staying away from a berserker, because I only have 4.5 side spin that I could put on. Whereas the way that I was doing it, I was trying to get like 5.5-ish. So a little bit extra side spin helps the ball cut a little bit more. But in any regard, I'll try to get you guys some more revisions there. So be on the lookout for that, because that's going to be a very key critical hole. If you can do well on that hole, keep in mind that a POC 4, a POC 3, these are all going to be a manageable tournament if you have these clubs. So you don't have to have the best of the best because of that hole, which is really going to make things interesting. You could potentially, bring in a POC 2 and end up winning this winning Masters. No question. Because if you can get key holes like that and hole 2 with a quarterback, you're going to be sitting pretty. If you get all 4 of those, you're right in banner position. So, stuff to consider. But do be on the lookout for my revisions to come. I'll do what I can for you guys. And, good luck. Let me know how it's working out for you. If you guys pull it off, feel free to post so I can see, tag me, whatever. Good luck, and see you guys tomorrow.